Transformers, boy.
Don't say it.
No, I wasn't going to say it.
Don't say it.
No.
None of you say it.
No.
Leon, I can see you sweating. I can see you sweating. Don't you say it.
I got to tell you, anything this pretty, because it was pretty, I'll tell you that, you can't call some old bullshit. Because I could just sit back with a big old bong and have a great time with this movie. But God, you'd have to be high as hell to think that the plot had anything going on here at all.
Well, yeah, no, I like the original title of this, which is Giant Robots Tearing Up Shit.
Yep.
Which is pretty much all it was.
Did you guys not ever watch the cartoon?
Okay.
There were two plots that were in each cartoon. It was one day you'd get one plot, the next day you get the other. One day you get the plot where the Decepticons find a new way to make Energon cubes, and the Autobots have to stop them. And then there's the other plot where the Autobots find a new way to make Energon cubes. The Decepticons try to stop them, and the Autobots have to stop them from stopping them. That's the whole show. The whole point of it was robots turning into cool stuff and then kicking the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
That's what I love, because everybody seems to love the Transformers. They're like, man, I can't wait. Transformers? And I mean, whenever I say, like, so what was your favorite episode? Huh? I don't know. But I thought they were really cool. It's like, yeah, exactly.
This fandom for the Transformers, I'm the first to admit that I don't share it. I mean, I can't help but feel like how my dad must have felt when Star Wars came out. It's like, well, everybody else seems to like it. But it's just so damn silly. I mean, these robots, half the time they act like the Three Stooges, and the rest of the time they're like talking like the worst, well, just like the cartoons, the worst Hanna-Barbera thing imaginable. You know, like the bad guys are all curses, foiled again. Oh, I'll get you, Gadget.
Yeah, no, look, I grew up on Transformers. It has no bearing on what I feel about this movie. What can I say? Look, after everything I've seen this summer, I'm not about to start like calling shots on how dumb the plot is. I mean, every big budget movie I have seen this summer has been stupid. And what have I said? You just go watch it just to see the effects. And really, Transformers has the best effects hands down that I have seen all summer.
You know what? For me personally, I disagree with that. In as much as, I mean, yeah, they really did look like robots, you know, changing into vehicles and whatnot. But at the same time, they had such a look with all the little intricate parts, and everything was shot so close, especially the action scene, to where I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. I mean, it was like, okay, there's a bunch of metal swishing around on the screen, and now it's a robot, and now it's a tank. But when they were fighting, I couldn't tell who was a good guy and who was a bad guy.
Yeah, no, this movie does suffer a little bit from the TSMGO. You know, the too much shit going on.
It's Black Hawk Down with robots.
Yeah, it is. I mean, goddamn, if the robot, if the Transformers come to your city, whether they be good Autobots or bad Decepticons, just move.
Definitely move.
Yeah.
Because what was cracking me up was like the Autobots are all about, we need to protect the humans. So they stage a huge fight right in the middle of downtown where there's nothing but people there.
It's not like it's a coincidence or an accident. No, they actually head right into the city. Their whole plan is, we'll hide this thing in the city instead of that 1,000 miles or so of desert surrounding the city.
No, it's like Optimus Prime for all we have to protect the humans. That motherfucker got in there. He probably stepped on about 10 or 12 humans before it was all over with. He killed some people. He did.
Were you guys paying any attention at all?
Paying attention to what?
To what?
I'm sitting here listening to you guys, and you guys are ragging on, the Autobots for doing that. That was the people that made that decision, and they just happened to pass the Autobots, and they said, "Oh, hey, yeah, we're with them," and they turned around and followed them.
But aren't the
and
Autobots
that's where the fight happened. Why did the fight happen in the city? Because Michael Bay said, "How cool would it be if they were fighting in the city? If this were in the desert, you guys would be sitting here going, man, this was some silly bullshit. They have these robots, and they don't have them tearing up cities. They got them fighting out in the middle of nowhere. What the hell were they thinking? Dude, it was awesome. This movie was so freaking awesome. This movie was a piece of toast buttered with both sides of awesome. This movie was just too freaking cool.
I think he's going to transform into an action figure right in front of us here.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, thank you for that analytical review.
no, I mean, I had so much fun with this movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Was the plot thin? Yeah, but it wasn't a silly plot. The plot was just very straightforward. There was nothing these guys come to Earth after a magical box, and we happen to have the box, and everybody's trying to get it from us.
No, that's not silly at all. Robots. That's the thing that got me all through. I had to like cover my mouth because I wanted to bust out laughing.
They're robots.
It was so ridiculous. Like I would just sit there going, like, these are giant talking robots that have come to Earth to retrieve a box. What the hell am I watching here?
Well, see, this is where my problem is. It's like, how can you possibly critically analyze the plot of a movie about talking robots that come to Earth? You walk in knowing the conceit of the fucking movie. It is about giant robots beating the crap out of each other, and the looking for something gives them something to fight over.
No, look, I'll be the first to tell you. Shit, I mean, yeah, these robots. If Hurricane Katrina was a giant robot, this would be it. You know what I mean? Because they tear some shit up. It's like if they come to your town, your house is gone. You homeless. That box they have, they should give it to people. You know, because you're gonna be living in a box afterwards. I mean, but let me just say this: I'm not criticizing the movie too much. What I said pretty much every big budget movie I've seen this summer has been stupid, and this is probably the dumbest one. But I really was on the edge of my seat when the robots were fighting. I didn't give a damn who was who, you know. I didn't want to tell which one was which. I just wanted to see them tear up some shit, and that's exactly what they did.
That is really what they did.
Now, let's take the robots out of that, and you have a really bad comedy.
Well, now see what's funny you say that because like the first 30 minutes of it, all the stuff with Shia LaBeouf, I really liked. I mean, normally with Michael Bay, I hate all the dialogue and the jokes to me are just so bad they're offensive. But all the scenes with Shia LaBeouf, especially in the beginning, I thought were genuinely funny and charming. And I'm like, wow, I'm really digging this a lot more than I thought. And when the robots come in, I'm like, I'm not digging them so much. But they aren't really talking. These aren't the real Transformers. I knew the Transformers that used to talk. And then once they started talking, their dialogue was so corny. I was like, no, stop talking. Go back to being silent.
See, and this is where I'm waiting for Corey to come in because where's your outrage about the Jiggerbot?
Man, look, look, there were about 3 jobs, walking, talking robots in this, and I really don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but I got to tell you, there's one Autobot who is obviously black. And I'd be
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. You know, I'm not gonna tell anybody who, but I'd be goddamn if they didn't. If the only robot to die in this movie is the black robot.
Wait. Let me. For those of you not doing math, I'm going to tell you that the black robot's name is Jazz, and I'm not telling you who, but the robot that dies at the end is black.
Well, I'm cutting the Jazz part out. But you know something? It's like. When they were introduced the robots, like Optimus Prime comes in. He's like, I'm Optimus Prime, and this is Jazz. I mean, he might as well just pulled out a cardboard. He might as well just put out a piece of cardboard and start breakdancing because that's what he did. He came out like, yeah, I'm Jazz, popping and locking.
Oh no, that's the thing is he wasn't even doing that. He was like practically throwing gang signs and you know talking like he just walked off of an episode of MTV Cribs.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with this thing is that like the idea of giant talking robots coming to Earth and tearing shit up is cool, right? But they forgot to take out the part of the cartoon that really sucked, which was that they all like were bumbling and talked really silly and were terrible actors. Because the human actors are all fine in this. It feels like a Michael Bay movie. It's all dun 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 dun. Everything's really intense. And then the moment the robots started acting, I felt like a kid again, like a 12-year-old stuck in a giggle fit. Because there was 10 minutes I couldn't stop laughing after they started talking. I was like, but not kidding me.
But not laughing with it, laughing at it.
Yeah, I mean. Look, this is the cartoon, pretty much, live action. That's not necessarily a good thing because the cartoon is pretty dumb. And if you're going to make a live action movie, the movie shouldn't mimic the cartoon to the point that this did. But like I said, this movie delivers on what you want. And all you want to do is see giant robots kick each other's ass. It could have been a better movie, and it should have been a better movie story-wise. I mean, there's just some things that are just inexcusable in this. But hey, you know what? People are going to go see this and get exactly what they want. If I was 14 years old, I would be crazy right now.
You know, I'm really curious, and this is one of those movies that we really have to kind of ask, is as much as, you know, I love the hell out of it, you got to ask, what would this movie been if we didn't have this rabid internet fandom questioning every detail? There are things in this movie that happened because of that fandom. They were trying to get a big name for Peter Cullen. Or for Optimus Prime, and the fandom's like, Peter Cullen, and they said, well, dude, we can get him for almost nothing. Let's throw these people a bone, and they got Peter Cullen to do it.
Yeah, no, Peter Cullen is the voice of the original Optimus Prime, who was in the cartoon in the 80s. This dude must be 100 years old right now or something, but he was like, I know he's sitting at home, he ain't doing nothing. He's probably in his drawers, and he got that call, and he was just like, yeah. No, I know he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's been doing voice acting forever.
Well, I don't understand why they didn't spend the extra $15 and get the original Starscream. I was like, where's that voice? That's the one I'm looking for. Instead of all this, I'll get you Optimus Prime. Like, no, it should be that real snivelly voice.
Yeah, no, I was like, why didn't they just get the whole cast?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe some of them died. I don't know. You know,
Carl,
Peter Cullen he's the only one alive sitting at home waiting on the phone call.
Yeah, he's been sitting in his chair waiting for that moment, and it rang. And he slowly stood up as the violins played behind him.
Yeah,
Carlisle made a good point though when he said that, wondered what kind of movie this would have been without the internet fan base. And sure, the movie directors are starting to pay attention to, and generally it's been a good thing, to the fan base of stuff, saying, this is what we want to see. But you need to have some sort of buffer person there, and clearly this didn't have that.
Well, I think just the internet fan base is a bunch of idiots.
Well, this is the problem with anything, and this is why I kind of the fan base gets
not our fan base though.
No, this is where you have one of those problems where the fan base is like, you have to respect the fans, and it's like when you listen to the lowest common denominator, the loudest voices, you end up with American Idol. And you know what? The reason I don't hate American Idol is because they get what they vote for. And you know what? I don't have to listen to it. But, when you've got all these people screaming, oh my God, they put flames on Optimus. Ah!
Yeah.
It's
crazy because first of all, these cartoons, even today, because the Transformers are still going on, they're not that good. And some people are like, I want to see Transformers G4. I've seen that shit on TV. That's ridiculous. Meanwhile, you're right about the fan base. There's some kid at home who's like, dear Michael Bay, how dare Optimus Prime doesn't wear his face mask the whole time? Blasphemy, blasphemy. Shut the fuck up.
Dude.
That kid is Carlisle.
That kid is 40 years old.
Right?
No, because I had no problem. I was sitting there going, wait, everyone was screaming about the face mask?
I was just thinking, like, when you were doing that thing about, dear Michael Bay, you should show him at his computer. Someone typing that.
That's what I was going to do.
I was not that guy. As much as I love this, I was not that guy.
You are.
We didn't say anything about the hot chick in this movie.
Oh, man.
She looked like a young Jordana Brewster.
She did.
Oh, man, she had those. I mean,
What's that chick? What's her name?
I don't know, Megan Fox. I don't know.
Yeah.
Appropriate. I thought she was going to transform into one of those things because she was just too perfect.
They should have had her transform into a giant ass because she was fine, whatever that girl's name is. And look, I can take robots tearing up the city. I can take this crazy ass plot they have in here, but I cannot believe Shia LaBeouf getting something as fine as that. Now that just stretched it for me right there.
Yeah, totally expected her to end up with Bumblebee. I really did. Because it's not like the first time a woman's had an affair with a mechanical device. Okay.
Or at least none that we've dated.
Wait a minute.
Or at least none that we've dated.
Yeah, no. Excuse me, but I guess I should tell a little bit about the plot here.
There's a plot.
Wait a minute. I was about to say.
I believe I already ran through the.
No, I was going to say, giant robots come to Earth to find a box, and as far as we know, that's that's it.
Is that Megan Fox?
That was the Michael Bay ending.
Damn, and from that point on, they commenced to tearing up shit, and that's pretty much the whole plot. There's just so many. The robots, as far as I'm concerned, yes, they are personality-wise bad, and their dialogue is bad, but the human parts are even worse. They stretch from stereotypes to just people with bad dialogues, bad visual gags. Like I said, if you took the robots out, it would be a very terrible movie.
I never thought I would be saying this in my entire life, but I think Anthony Anderson did a far better job than John Turturro.
Well, John Turturro was acting like he was in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they wrote his character as the X-Files guy who's completely silly or whacked out on crystal meth.
Yeah. By way of Jerry,
Michael Richards?
No, I can't even remember the guy. Fuck, I just blew the joke. By way of, No.
Well,
Froylaven, oh lady.
Oh, Jerry Lewis?
Yeah, by way of Jerry Lewis. He was all, oh lady, Froylaven, Sector 7.
Well, I thought like he had just got through sniffing cocaine before he came on the set because he was crazy. It's like, well, we already hired him. Ain't nothing we can do with him. Just let him do what he wants to do. It ain't like the characters. It ain't like the human characters in this mean shit anyway.
He was probably going, I am a trained actor in a children's film. I must act silly. And everyone's like, bring it down, dude. We're trying to play it serious.
You know something? That's a good point that you make, though. It's Michael Bay, and there's a lot of action, a lot of explosions. It's PG-13, but let's really let's look at this for what it is. It is pretty much a kids movie.
Yeah.
It's the cartoon, just done with gigantic special effects.
Yeah.
Well, we were done with gigantic special effects, but also a lot of profanity. I mean, they said shit a whole lot in that.
Well, I mean, you can say what kid hasn't heard shit these days? I mean, you can say shit in a G movie almost.
Shit's barely even a curse word anymore.
Yeah. Okay, you can't say it in a G movie, but you can say it in a PG.
Well, now
Nobody
I-
cares.
You can say it on television, for God's sakes.
Well, I mean, it's Michael Bay. And Michael Bay always shoots for R knowing that they're going to cut down to PG-13, but he tries to get it as close to R as he can manage every time.
I think the mistake here was like the mistake of the original Batman movies, right? They tried to stick too close to the original source material. When what they should have done is have one of those guys like Frank Miller who says, this is a great idea for a character, and you know how we could make him really cool and develop into like what there is there. What's cool about giant robots coming to Earth and having fights with each other? Well, they never covered it in the original cartoon, apparently.
Yeah, no.
Well, except, I mean, he said, you say the mistake here, but really, did you hear that audience? Have you heard an audience that into a movie this summer? I mean, that audience went nuts. They were when you start seeing things falling out of the sky, there were like 20 people in the audience going, "Here come the Autobots!" I mean, people were getting excited.
Look, man, it sounds like I'm ragging on this movie, but when the robots were on screen, I felt chills. That first fight with Bumblebee and what's the cop car?
Roadblock.
The first
Golly,
fight.
they're all named like American gladiators. I'm like, is this Transformers or a wrestling match?
Yeah,
Blockade, Bumblebee, what was it? Blockbuster. What was some of those other ones? The helicopter.
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher. That's the one.
But you know,
Cocksucker.
that's what.
But see, I was working. I was so working that up, dude.
That's good. Say, wait a minute, I gotta get a clear cut of that. Say that again.
Cocksucker.
Okay, now list off some names again.
Oh, well, they got names like Blockade and Bumblebee and Bone Crusher.
Okay, and say Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Okay, yeah, that'll be great.
And the anal intruder.
Okay, was I the only one who noticed that like the humans, like none of the humans in this movie had any peripheral vision or sensitive hearing? Because you got these giant robots who would like sneak around buildings.
Well, sneak. They're just like tripping over stuff.
40 feet robots right behind them sneaking around and they can't see them.
Leon, clearly you don't understand the physics of giant robots.
Look, it's
Clearly.
but you're right. It's like Shia LaBeouf is talking to his dad. Meanwhile, there's a robot causing tremors on the ground behind. And when they talk, it's like it's not just bass voice. It's like it's like a earthquake voice. It's like, "Oh, can your parents hear me?" And they just sit in the house like, "No, we don't hear shit."
If you guys want to get on the logic of this, the one logic thing that was messing me up was the fact that every time a robot shows up, people naturally fall backwards and they can scurry backwards, apparently at 60 miles an hour, and outrun every robot coming after them.
Shit, I would too.
You can make a Corey Coleman shaped hole in the wall.
Be doing the crab sprint.
I was just about to say that. That bitch in The Exorcist, when she came down the stairs crab walking, that'd be me running down the street. I don't give a damn if it's an Autobot, Decepticon, or a giant vibrator. I'm gone. But the thing is, you know what? Fuck these trucks and cars. I really want to relate to this movie. I want a car like mine. I want to see a shitty car turn into a robot.
Oh, the POS.
POS. Roll out. Oh, piece of shit. Yeah. I want to see Decepticons, Autobots, and the piece of shiticons.
Well, but come on. Oh God, I'm not gonna.
Go ahead,
dude. All right. Come on, did they need to have any blacker cars in there? Are you asking for the Hoopty Bots?
Okay, fuck you.
Hoopty Bots.
Fuck you. God damn it! I shouldn't have left that door open for your racist ass.
Oh yeah.
You goddamn Klansbot. But
We'll find a way to bring race into anything.
I
folks.
know.
Thank you very much. Try the veal. Fried chicken.
I mean to step on your line. Say it again.
We'll find a way to bring race into anything, folks. Thank you very much. Try the veal or the
Okay,
fried
bots, roll out my niggas.
But all right, you better get this empty bottle upside your head. But no, look. Let me just say, I'll wrap up my review real quick. Yes, it's dumb. It's not a good plot at all. With those robots gone, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But with the robots in there, it is actually one of the coolest things I've seen this summer as far as a big budget movie goes. Excuse me.
If you like big, loud summer movies, then it's a matinee. If you tend not to like that sort of thing, it's not even a rental.
Okay.
If you grew up loving the Transformers, this is probably the movie you've been dying to see, and nothing I say is going to affect you. For me, the robots didn't do it for me so much. I got to go rental.
The only word that describes this is spectacle. I mean, it really is just, it's big, it's loud, it's exactly what they invented big screens for. I give it full price.
Okay. And I guess you gave it matinee, right?
We'll go with rental because that's in between. Like I said, if you don't like giant movies,
Okay.
then don't see it at all. And if you do, then even then it's only just a matinee. So.
Okay.